And we're in the Ramble. All right. Yeah, anything else? Now that we are out of the main show and into the Ramble, this is where we usually get a little bit spoilery about whatever we were talking about. We're just going to say things. So maybe skip ahead a little bit. If Roger remembers to, maybe he'll put up a skip to this point on the YouTube video.
Never will remember that.
Yeah, you won't remember it.
By the time I get to the Ramble, it's always the very last one I do, and there's only a still image there. So I'm like, oh God, just fucking click them into place and let's go.
Let's go. All right, so your life is in your own hands. Let's go. Spoiler alert and go. How do you feel about that green boy?
Gyutaro or whatever?
Whatever his name was.
Yeah.
What the fuck is like some of the shit that happened with that guy was bonkers. Like those moments where he is just knelt down talking mad shit on Tanjiro.
Yeah.
Fucking hilarious. He's like, you're so pathetic. Look at you, you little bitch bastard. Like, damn, all right.
He practically does call him a bitch bastard.
Pretty much. He does really everything but call him a little bitch. He has
almost the same meltdown that Zenitsu does over Uzui, too.
Yeah, a little bit. You're right.
You son of a bitch.
Oh, man. It's really good. I was like fully thrown when that character showed up because it was like, that's the twist is that this demon's two demons. Haha, got you. But like that one totally threw me, and I was kind of like, okay, weird dude. But his character ended up being really cool when you get their backstory and everything and all that in the final episode. It was wild. Really, really heartfelt moments in there. Some sad shit. I always love when they humanize the bad guy.
And they do a good job. Like he's really like set in like a point of realism that still kind of happens today. Like he's just ostracized. He's fucking bullied because he's poor and ugly. Yeah.
He's poor, he's ugly, he smells. Yeah. It's like, fuck this guy.
Nobody's
over here eating roaches and fish. Like,
he doesn't have anybody to take, really, he doesn't have parents. His parents died or whatever, and his parents didn't even like him. Yeah. It's like, like I remember going to school with kids kind of like this.
Yeah. And like
maybe not as, extreme. Because in America, this is not, feudal Japan or whatever we're dealing with there, like, or burgeoning modern Japan, wherever Demon Slayer is set.
The Taisho era.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why they call it that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's... Whoa.
It took me back to, being young or whatever and watching kids and other kids make fun of... Yeah. And I got made fun of a lot, too. But, I don't remember anybody ever calling. I got made fun of for being fat. Yeah. I also got made fun of, especially in middle school or whatever, because my grandmother and my father smoked. So I smelled like cigarette smoke or whatever. So people would make fun of me all the time for that. Holy shit, these dogs are losing it out there. Dude.
Mike's not even picking up. Come on, just keep talking.
It's picking up, dude.
It'll be fine.
But yeah, it was really like you really do,
they make him very relatable. Monster, like as fucked up as it is, he's relatable.
You know exactly why. Like, yeah, you might turn into a fucking horrible monster too if you had to deal with the shit that he dealt with.
But lest you feel too much sympathy for him, he also does this thing where like the only thing he has in his life that's any good is his sister, and because it's the entertainment district, he essentially becomes her pimp, right?
Yeah, kind of.
He's like the muscle behind her. But yeah, it's a whole thing.
Well, I think it was explained that she got picked into a house pretty easily.
Yeah, like real quick because she's so pretty. Yeah,
but he didn't stop it or anything like that. He did, however, encourage her to have a little more free will than maybe they would like the girls to have.
And it got him killed.
Yeah.
Damn, even as a human, he was a bad motherfucker. That fool killed a samurai and everything. Killer.
And an old lady. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, I am curious to see like there's little bitty moments where it introduces other characters. You see a demon show up who apparently is the one who turned them into demons, and like that person was apparently upper six. So did they move up? Did they die? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess maybe you bump up. I don't know.
Who knows? Who can say? I have no idea. I mean, I don't think that like
didn't Muzan kill one of the? I don't know if it was an upper demon or not, but he did kill one of those demons. Yeah.
But yeah, there's a bit where like the way you become like higher up or whatever is like he gives you more blood or power or whatever, right? So I gotta assume that like either that dude like got out of there's no way that dude made them demons and they were now the new upper six immediately. Like they had to definitely work their way up, but I don't know. I feel like that's some more shit we'll see about later. Like as we get more and more into the we've seen the Hashiras and whatnot, the good people side of it. Now we get to get a little more with the evil side. Yeah, the demons and their whole.
It makes me wonder, which
caste system.
Which demon's going to be kind of the defector? It's got to be Stripey Boy, right?
I have no idea. I don't know.
He's going to have that Greed from Full Metal Alchemist. It's going to take that role.
Boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Flip the narrative.
Turn on the
Still
boss.
Not a great guy, but you know what? Fuck you.
Yeah. It's like because he's not a good guy. He's not a bad guy. He's the guy.
Yeah, he's the fucking big dog. Okay.
All right. Anything else to say about it?
No, man. It was a good show. It kicked ass. I liked it.
The thing I alluded to was again giant spoiler. Skip ahead. Giant spoiler. Skip ahead. The relationship between this brother and sister demon and Tanjiro and Nezuko. Jesus. Can't remember any names.
It could have went that way for them, really.
Yeah. He even, dude even says, hey, you're so pathetic, you're so shitty, you little bitch. But then he's like, hey, why don't I make you a demon? You can be a brother and sister demon pair, just like us. Hey, come on. And sister's like, hey, fuck you. She's like, yeah, come on, it'd be great. It's good stuff, man. And they really, again, that episode 10, I watched it twice because I watched it again with Haley just so she could watch episode 11 with me because she hasn't been following the show, really, but I wanted to show her that. When they really play it up like Tanjiro is fully at the end of his rope. He's got nothing. Everyone's fucked. Fingers broken. He's he knows he can't hang.
Yeah. He's got stupid ass purple fingers.
He straight up runs away from the dude.
Yeah.
And it's damn, he's really lost. It's honestly can't blame him. Grab your sister and bail, my dude. But of course, part of the plan.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Fun stuff. Well, if we're done talking about that, yeah. Roger, I have a question that burns within my very soul. And
all right, buddy. What is it?
What have you been watching?
Honestly, not much this week, but in the lead up to the last episode, I have watched a bit.
Yeah.
I watched my favorite show of the season so far is My Dress Up Darling.
Mm-hmm. I still haven't caught up, but feel free to spoil anything.
I'm not going to spoil anything. It's just it's a really smutty show and B, a really cute show. So it's the two things that I fucking love.
Yeah.
Plus, it's also a show about people that are passionate about different things.
Yeah.
And that plays a part in the show. The fact that they're passionate about this. And then maybe people perceive them in different ways or negative connotations. Look at them in a negative light because they're, oh, that's kind of weird. There was something weird about them.
Yeah.
But I really like the way the show addresses that. It's not weird to like things that are different than other people.
Unless they hurt people.
Yeah, unless it hurts somebody.
Which their things do not.
Yeah, they do not. They just
which is good.
Yeah. It's a really cute show. The animation is fucking great. The character designs are also great. And the romance between the two characters, the friendship that they're forming, and maybe
maybe more.
Yeah, maybe romantic relationship later. It's really well written and it's really fun to watch. Now it's not Horny Mia. Okay, this isn't third episode.
Is it Horny Mia?
It is Horny Mia. But
that's off the dome, baby. Hell yeah. Copyright. Go on.
You see, there's a great moment too in the 5th episode or so where homeboy early on he's like, oh, I only use the word beautiful whenever I truly mean it.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't call something. I have a different interpretation of beauty or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he kind of lets it slip or whatever, and you can see that she never forgot about that. And it's a really cute, just the way they tie things in from really episodes cute. Before. That's a minor spoiler, but if you think that there isn't going to be at least some sort of romance in this show, you got to be fucking crazy, okay?
Yeah, man. It looks really cute.
It is good, man, and it's well written, and it tells you exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't lie to you at all.
Like, hey, it's gonna be a little horny. Deal with it.
Yeah, yeah, and she's gonna be cosplaying in very heavy black clothing, and you think that there isn't gonna be a pool of sweat forming in her giant fucking boobies? No.
Jesus Christ.
And who's gonna have to help her wipe that shit off?
We gotta cool it down. He's just like blowing down her shirt.
Well, and watching him fucking have a meltdown, like ah!
Jesus Christ.
It's just that good. It's all that good shit that romantic comedies are known for without being too weird, but just weird enough.
Just weird enough.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give it to you.
And then Sabiki Bisco, the Mushroom Show. I haven't seen the newest episode. I haven't seen the newest episode for this week of Dress Up Darling either, and I haven't seen the newest one for Sabiki Bisco.
Yeah,
but
man.
God damn, that show whips ass.
It's so wild.
It is fucking rocking too. That soundtrack is next level, dude. That shit fucking pumps, man.
Yeah, dude.
It's like borderline thrash half the time whenever shit's going down.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, man. You throw up the horns here, you mash them together, and you flip it up down, give them one of these.
Give him one of these.
Yeah. The show fucking rules.
You have to put that on the Instagram so people can see how you just turned your two devil horns into a pentagram.
Yeah.
You dork.
The animation for it is really good. It's not crazy, but it definitely feels like I would say mid 2000s better animation. Kind of.
Okay.
It has. I mentioned it whenever we talked it in the breakdown. Like it has a very desert punk feel to it.
Yeah.
But it's not as goofy.
Yeah. It ain't no Demon Slayer, but
yeah,
it looks decent. Looks good.
Yeah, it looks decent, and the designs. It's just such a. I think it's really designed. It's not the way anything is colored or drawn or whatever. It's just the use of subjects and stuff in there.
Yeah.
And all the different, the crazy floating fish and giant fucking crab Octagawa. He's fucking awesome. Panda with his big black eye.
Yeah, dude, love that dude. Call me Dr. Panda.
Yeah. Call me Dr. Panda.
Good morning. How are you? I'm Dr. Panda. I'm interested in Rust.
I'm not a real doctor, but I am a panda.
But yeah, backwards. He's not a real panda, but he is a doctor.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Anyway,
it's a great show though, and the friendship between the two forming is good. The secondary character beyond them is also good.
Yeah, dude.
Pawu, the sister, she fucking whips ass, man.
Yeah, man.
And she got those big guns.
Jesus Christ. Not talking about her arms, you liar.
Yeah, okay.
Well. All right.
I would take a look, just like I gotta see how this rust is spreading. Let me check
Jesus
it out.
Christ, Roger. Jesus Christ. Anyway,
if that's okay, come on.
Anyway, anything else?
Yeah, man, I did watch other things. What else did I watch though?
Stuff.
Yeah, things and stuff.
Stuff and things.
A lot of Attack on Titan. We're almost current on Attack on Titan now.
Oh.
Ooh, that last scene is fucking wild, dude.
I bet.
Season. They broke the final season into
two parts,
seasons. So, but the final season as a whole, it's fucking nuts, dude.
I bet.
The show is totally different.
Okay.
I can't really explain it because
yeah, I feel like and don't quote me on it because I don't remember exactly, but I feel like I was looking through the nominations and stuff for the anime awards or something, and a character from that show was under best protagonist and best antagonist.
Yeah,
and I was like, now wait a minute.
That caused a giant stir online, and people, of course, anime nerds are like, look, well, in this one, since I want to be very literal about it, I might offend some people out there, but they're like, Eren can't be the antagonist because an antagonist means he's the main villain of the show. Protagonist simply means he's the main character.
Oh, God.
So he can't be both.
All right.
But what they meant and what the terminology they were using meant the best good guy and best bad guy. And Eren Yeager in the last season is the best fucking good guy and the best fucking bad guy.
All right.
He's fucking awesome. And I don't know. It feels like people just shit on the Crunchyroll awards to shit on them.
Yeah, I kind of
because they don't like Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Listen. My beef is that they didn't have Vampire Dies in No Time under Best Comedy as an option. So come on, guys.
It's kind of dumb. No, they're not perfect, but the way that people blow shit up like that.
Yeah, no.
It just doesn't make any sense. Well, and then also the other big thing that everybody was upset about was that Mushoku Tensei or whatever was
Mushoku Tensei.
Yeah, Tensei wasn't nominated for Best Anime of the Year.
Whatever.
Well, you know, it's because the dude's a fucking pedophile.
Look, again, I haven't watched anything but the first episode of that one. I know people love that show, and I would not take them from them, but
yeah,
fine. I don't know, man. You know, it's one of those things where like it feels like people will like sometimes people will look for anything to be mad about.
Hold on, but people were also bitching about, you know, like it's not there, but Sonny Boy was there. I saw people talking about that show being better than Sonny Boy.
Sonny Boy's very good.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Could it be better than Sonny Boy?
No.
All right. Well, there you go. That's your answer. We're done. We're done.
People are like, it was okay, but it just wasn't, you know, it wasn't all that. It was somewhere in mid. It was mid.
Is it good just because it's weird?
I almost left a fucking group because of it.
Fucking Jagger?
Yeah.
Word?
No, it was, I doom scroll on Facebook. I never use it anymore, but every now and then I click on it and I'll do some doom scrolling.
You gotta chill, homie.
And I have like anime groups that I was in before to promote.
This is the thing is like, I always, whenever I hear someone being like, people are looking for something to be mad about, it's usually in relation to like, you know, someone's upset about something that is, it's usually like people ragging on what they would call SJWs and shit, right?
Yeah.
But goddamn nerds get so mad about shit that doesn't matter and fake outrage and shit. Like, talking beyond anime, there was some fucking thing I saw. It was this thing was trending on Twitter, and I was like, what is that? I don't know what that is. Let me click on it. And it was a video game called Martha is Dead or something like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So like apparently it's censored on Sony on the PlayStation. And it's like some kind of like very dark video game, like a narrative driven video game. And people were like up in arms, like can't believe the censorship, etc., etc. And I was like, y'all, I guarantee 80% of y'all did not know what this was until that news broke.
Oh no! It's been great for that company.
It's huge for them. Yes, because now everyone has to look at it. And then I saw one thing. My favorite was I saw one that was the person saying, "Can't believe this be censored. Censorship is wrong, etc., etc." Really outraged about it. Then someone commented on that. Spoiler alert for this game and for life in general, I guess. They said, somebody commented, there's a bit in that game where you very graphically cut your sister's face off and then wear it as a mask. And then a post from that same person who was mad about it, like later in the day, being like, this is disgusting. Can't believe they would make this game. And I'm like, all right, you mean nothing. You mean nothing. And that's fine. Maybe that person was doing a satire.
And on that, you know, just talking about that game or censorship, you know, I don't really see a reason to censor the game.
Yeah.
Like, it just seems a dumb move on Sony's part.
I just don't care. I'm not going to play it.
A, you just brought more attention to it.
Yeah.
And B, you don't...
Well, to be clear, I'm sure Sony was just like, this seems a bit much. Yeah. Can you cut it back? And then the company put out like one of those little picture with a word, like there's a little statement that was like, hey, we're getting censored by Sony, so just so you know this is going to happen. It's like they definitely... The thing is, it's all just manufactured outrage. Who gives a fuck?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, you didn't hear about this game before this happened. Come on.
Yeah, no, I didn't. You know, it is kind of up the alley though that a game that me and Corey would stumble across and maybe play on the channel. Play some
and just
like
be
that,
like, oh no!
Yeah, and now I kind of wish that's what would have happened because there was a real chance that could have been the case.
Oh boy.
But,
anyway.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to play Come Inside Her on the Switch.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, say the full name of the game.
Come Inside Her.
And then in parentheses.
Bedroom.
Okay. The shit you find, my dude.
It's a Switch, dude. It's a fucking no man's land.
I know
out
there's another game that was on there. I can't remember the name of it.
They went from being the most restrictive company in the world and monitoring everything.
It's because you know what it is. It's because like the people who make like whatever video game and put it on Steam, it's apparently very easy to translate those to the Switch. So they're just like, hell yeah, let's get on there. Yeah. There was one I remember seeing that like I found it on the Switch store.
Played fucking Summer Sweetheart.
And I did not buy this game, or I have not played it. I read a little bit about it. It's some kind of like it's kind of like a 3D thing. You're running around this big mansion, but apparently it's a thing where like I don't know. There's like it's apparently slightly censored on the Switch, which it would have to be. But you're going around and there's like orgies and shit happening and weird kinky shit and like, you know, BDSM type of stuff. And when this dude nuts, he opens a portal to hell or something. I don't know. I'll have to look up the name of that game again. But I remember seeing that and being like, damn, I could play that right now on my Switch. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
But I could. Anyway, you been watching anything else, big guy?
Probably, but I don't remember.
I see.
At this point.
Can't be bothered.
Yeah, I know that I've at least watched another show, but what is it?
Something.
Yeah, it's something, dude. But maybe if you talk about some shows, I'll be like, oh, that was it. I mean, I watched that. Demon Slayer, obviously, but there's something else in there. I just don't remember.
Something on Netflix?
Yeah.
You catch up on...
No, not on Netflix. It was on Funimation.
Did you watch that Miss Koritsu?
I watched the first episode of that.
Have you watched the thing I've been watching the most, but I haven't watched the newest episode, Ranking of Kings?
No, I haven't, but I do want to watch that.
It's very good. I love Ranking of Kings.
Even though I do see a lot of people post memes about, you know, bracing themselves not to cry before an episode.
I mean, that's the thing is like they'll drop ones.
No,
they'll definitely drop ones that are like kind of heavy. I don't think there's nothing that really got me because you know I have a scale.
Yeah.
But like that second episode is probably the heaviest one, and it's just like backstory.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
people
admittedly
haven't
pretty
seen
sad.
Violet Evergarden yet.
Maybe. But they did have a couple bits in more recent episodes where like you get backstory for other stuff. You see like what happened to this character or that character, what befell them, etc., etc. I feel like that one, like, again, has the potential to be one of the best shows I've ever watched. It's getting there. But I still don't know how it's going to go because if my understanding is correct, the manga isn't finished. So we're either getting anime original or it's just going to stop. And I don't know which it's going to be. So I will see. But I really do enjoy that show. The characters are really interesting.
What else have you been watching, dude?
What else have I been watching? Thank you for asking. So for sure that one I've been catching up on. Again, me and Haley have been watching it together, and we have not watched the most recent episode, so I'm behind on that. Most of the same stuff you've been talking about. I caught up a little bit on Dress Up Darling. Not much. I caught up a little bit on I watched a couple more episodes of that
Cop show?
No, not the cop show. I was meaning to, but I haven't gotten to it. I'm actually gonna like hunker down. But what's the name of it? Life with a dude who got reincarnated as a fantasy knockout. I watched another one or two of those, and I mean the show's funny. I don't know. I don't know. I'm a little. It's definitely making moves that are like pretty funny when they happen. They introduced a character who is like also was isekai'd, and he's like a very stereotypical isekai boy. Like he dresses like fucking Kirito from whatever that show is. You know that show, Sword Art. Sword Art. He dresses like fucking Kirito from Sword Art, and he refuses to tell them his real name, even though they know he was also isekai. He's like, no, my name is Schwartz von Wagstaff or some bullshit. It's like, no, it's not, dude. What's your real name? He's like, Schwartz von Wagstaff. He like puts his cloak, he throws his cloak off the first time he says it. And then they're like, wait, what did you say your name was? And he puts his cloak back on just so he can throw it off again and say it again. It's like, dude, come on. They absolutely don't take him seriously, and it's very funny to see this isekai show just kind of rag on isekais. Which is pretty fun obviously in a meta sense. But yeah, it's decent. I really haven't caught up on much else. You know, were you just trying to figure out what else you were watching?
No, I was replying to my coworker.
I see. You watched any? You haven't watched any of that Foot show, have you?
No, I haven't. I didn't. I don't think I will.
I don't think I can do any more.
The Clint Eastwood. Oh, no.
No, I don't think I will.
I don't think I will.
It's not Clint Eastwood. That's fucking old man Captain America.
Oh, you're right.
He does look like Clint Eastwood when they age him up, though.
You're right. It is. It is old Captain America.
You fucking asshole.
I thought it was like from Gran Torino or something, but yeah, that is.
No, Gran Torino is Get Off My Lawn. God, have you ever seen Gran Torino?
Yeah.
That movie's some shit.
It's a sad movie.
Dumb as hell.
I only watched it one time. I was like, I'll never watch this again.
I think I've watched it twice. My parents liked it. It's a movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I honestly haven't. I've been slacking.
A lot of racism in that movie.
Oh yeah, but it's one of those where like, hey, he's racist, but he's like Archie Bunker. You like him. It's like, okay. I mean, you say that.
Yeah.
Anyway, don't watch Gran Torino. It's not that good. It's okay.
I thought it was a good movie.
It's fine.
It's sad. But.
My favorite is so there was a thing that there was a meme I saw forever ago.
If they did Gran Torino the anime, would you watch it?
Well, check this out. So there was a meme they did that I remember seeing like, God, it was like in 2008, and I made a few of these. It was like one of my favorites, but it died off, and I don't think you can even find any of these now. Where it would be like a 3-panel thing, and you would take 3 characters and like the Pokemon evolutions, like, you know, level 10, level 100, level whatever. Like, this is what they evolve into. Mm-hmm. And my favorite one I did was Yusuke Urameshi in the first one doing the spirit gun hand, Spike Spiegel doing the bang in the second panel. That's what he evolves into, and then Gran Torino doing one of these in the third one. It is fun, and it's really funny because they all died. But
Yusuke doesn't die. Well, yes,
he does. He does die. Haha, got you.
He does die.
He starts by dying.
But he comes back.
Yeah, but he starts by dying.
Okay, so
are you telling me I'm wrong?
So I guess
I wrong?
He has to die to come back to become Spike.
Yes.
Who dies, but it's, you know,
whatever. It's a joke. It's a joke. You're looking too far into it.
No, dude, I'm interpreting it perfectly.
You're looking too far into it. Anyway, I'm gonna bring that meme back. I'm bringing that back. I'm bringing back the pop culture characters evolutions. Anyway, but you know what? I've been slacking on catching up on animes. You know what I've been doing instead of that is playing a lot of fucking video games. So maybe it's because, and we'll talk about this in a second because I think we have to. Maybe it's because subconsciously I was hyping myself up for Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, the new MTG set. Mm-hmm. But the 2 games one when I was sick with the COVID played and recently finished.
I beat 2 games during COVID.
Okay, so
I had COVID.
So the first one I did and I finished and then moved on to the second game now was fucking Ghost of Tsushima, which goddamn samurai game. It's pretty good. Mm-hmm. It's pretty good. I wish the things that happened in the game actually mattered. There's like, you know, actual multiple endings and shit, but whatever. It's very story driven and like what happens is gonna happen. So there you go, play it. They tell you that it matters if you kill with honor or not, but it doesn't. And the other one that I just moved on to that I know you have also been playing is Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, you just got that big patch for the next gen system, the current gen system. Sorry,
that game is so horny.
Yeah, are you playing on the graphics mode? Or are you playing on the?
I'm playing on performance.
Performance.
I keep it on performance usually. Basically, ever since I on Final Fantasy Remake and Ratchet and Clank, I switched back and forth between performance and graphics, and I was like, oh no, I can't do anything but 60 frames a second now.
I've been since I'm early on in the game. I've had it on the performance mode, but or not the performance, the graphic mode, because I want to know what all this ray tracing looked like, and there is a noticeable difference. Ray tracing really does kind of make a difference.
Is it mostly like the reflections and shit?
Yeah, it's like reflections. The shadows are more defined.
Yeah.
And you know, like a normal shadow that they would do in a video game would be somewhat similar to the shape like that you're casting, but it's going to be mostly opaque. Whereas this is, it feathers off or whatever, it gives a very realistic shadow and lighting. The way the lights move and stuff is more. It's wild, dude. And especially in the inside areas, it's very noticeable.
So what's your fucking background, bro? You street kid? You corpo?
I was what are the nomadic ones?
Oh, I think they're called nomads, aren't they? I don't remember.
Maybe.
That's the only one I didn't mention because I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah, that's the one I picked.
I went corpo.
What did you put your points in, dude?
Mostly I'm doing I did mostly cool.
Oh hell yeah, you did. Me too.
Yeah, dude, cool. You gotta be cool as fuck, baby.
Like, how many points can I put in cool? Put all my points in the cool.
I didn't put everything in
I put 6 points in the cool.
I got like 5 or 6 in the cool, and then I put some in intelligence and it's not dexterity, but whatever.
It's intensity, integrity, and intelligence.
Jesus Christ, Roger.
Cool.
No, it's not. It's whatever the one that makes you good with pistols and knives is. I put into that one. I can't remember what it's called. But I was like, tech, fuck it. Strength, fuck it. Like, I've got intelligence so I can hack. I got cool so I can talk. I'm ready. That game's pretty fun. I don't know. I didn't play it when it was all fucked up before the big patch. I've still gotten a few glitches. I had one full-on freeze. Not a crash because the game stayed open, but it completely froze and wouldn't do anything. And I was like, all right, I guess I better close this and restart. But it's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I
met Keanu.
Yeah, I haven't got that far yet.
You haven't met Keanu. I know you haven't. But it's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's pretty fun so far. Not as fun as Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I've played and beat while I was sick.
Yeah, you fucking did.
Man, that game kept me going that first few. So whenever I got sick, I don't know, we didn't really talk about this, but whenever I got sick, so the first day, the first official day that I know that I was feeling odd, I didn't start feeling odd until the day was halfway over.
Yeah.
And I was like, I feel scratchy. I feel a little gross.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Krabs.
Yeah, and then the next day, I was like, wow, I don't know if I feel like smashed assholes or mashed assholes.
But some kind of assholes, and they shouldn't be this way.
Yeah, so that's the day that I got tested, and, I stayed home, and I sat. That day I only felt well enough to play video games for about 5 hours.
Yeah. About 5 hours.
Yeah, about 5 hours. And I was like, well, I guess I'm going to fucking go to bed. I'm going to take a nap, get some rest. I don't know.
Maybe I'll feel better.
Yeah, I'll feel better. And then sure enough, I woke up the next day and I was feeling pretty good. So virtually every day beyond that first day that I felt like the smash assholes, every day beyond that, I felt fine. I was able to play video games pretty much from the moment that I woke up to the moment that I went to bed.
Nice.
So I put a lot of time into to Final Fantasy VII Remake.
And
I loved it. I thought the game was fucking great.
Pretty good.
And then I beat Persona 5 as well. Because I've been needing to do that. So I finally, that was my game that I played during the pandemic, and I got close. And
here's one I
did it.
I don't think we ever talked about if you finished it or not. And I'm fairly certain you did not. How about that Last of Us 2?
No, I only beat the first half of it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to live through the stress of doing that shit again.
It is, games are too long.
Yeah.
I do
That's
think
the game that spawned that tweet, right?
I think so.
Like
I think it must have.
I don't remember.
Look, here's the thing: is I really enjoy that game. I think it is masterpiece. It's very well done.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna fucking play it again. I beat it once and I'm good.
I thought the game. What time?
It's like,
I
hey,
spent
you
on
can
the
collect
game,
the rest of these shits. No, fuck you.
What time I spent on the game, I really enjoyed. But the moment that I realized that I was about to have to do all of those days over again,
but with very different story. Granted,
it's true. Yes. But I remembered and I thought to myself, okay, so this game stressed me out very badly for the most of this experience.
It doesn't get better.
Yeah, it stressed me out. For the most of the experience, and those days that you're doing up until that midpoint or whatever, it feels like it's excruciatingly long already.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely the first half of that game is longer than the first Last of Us game.
Yeah, probably.
And the first Last of Us game, that game's fucking great. Mm-hmm. That is a good ass game. And the second one, it made choices that people didn't like. I was there for the story. I wish they would have bundled the story together into that one half.
Like just
if
me
more
just jump back and forth.
Yeah, do something like that, and then fill in the rest with some narrative cutscenes. I don't mind sitting down for 20 minutes and watching a cutscene.
You know what's fucked up is like
gives me a breather.
When I texted you when I was playing that game. Games are too long, and it was you do the whole thing as Ellie. You go through the same days, although from a very different perspective and whatnot, as Abby. Which I rather enjoyed those parts.
Mm-hmm.
And then a bunch of shit happens. You go a little bit, and then you have to do a whole nother bit as Ellie again.
Oh, really?
Not like as long, but longer than it feels like it needed to be. So games are too long.
How long did Last of Us end up being? How long did it?
I don't know. Roughly? I have no idea. Because
I played, I think, for 25 or 30
you look
hours.
Up how long to beat Last of Us. I'll look up how long to beat Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
And if anyone out there is wondering, hey, Brandon, I thought you really wanted to talk to Roger about Final Fantasy VII Remake. Weren't you going to do that? Or haven't you been bugging him to play that game? Yes, and we did talk about it, just off mic. Sorry. I don't want to spoil anything. If you haven't played it, play it.
When focusing on the main objectives, The Last of Us is about a 15.5-hour game.
Last of Us 2...
22 hours for 100% completion.
Says when focusing on the main objectives, Last of Us Part 2 takes about 24.
That's some fucking bullshit, dude.
Games are too long. That honestly, that's the thing is I sank double that into Ghost of Tsushima, but that's like me running around and doing a bunch of extra shits and finding all the fox skins.
Did you feel like
shit.
Last of Us 2? Did you feel like that game took you 24 hours to beat? And I don't remember doing tons of side quests.
I feel like it took, like Last of Us 2, I feel like it took longer.
I was nearing the 30th hour and I was just halfway done.
Yeah, I feel like it took longer than that.
Because a lot of it's a stealth game, so you are sitting there waiting for a while.
Yeah, it says 24 hours focusing, main plus extras 29, completion is 41 and a half, it says here.
Fucking wild, dude.
I don't know, man. I feel...
maybe I do just suck at video games, which is fine. But that game was too stressful.
That's the thing is, like, I feel like I'm not going full completionist.
It was too stressful, and I think at certain points too fucking heavy.
It's incredibly heavy. I mean, that's the hallmark of the fucking series. Yeah. Like, they really wanted to push it into that in the second one, and I do think it's a very good game. I think it's absolutely worth playing. I think the story is incredible. I'd never want to look at it again, ever in my fucking life. That's one of those that, like, one, done, we got through it, get this bullshit away from me. I do think it's very good, and I do. The thing I really like about it is that it gives you. I'm not going to say it was the first. It was one of the first big titles to really lean into the accessibility options and all that shit. Mm-hmm. Where like, and granted, hey, if you want to get through it quicker, you can just turn a bunch of that shit to make it like real simple. Like it's harder for people to find you in stealth and shit, and you can just kind of run around and go nuts. That's fine. It's a good old time. But yeah, that games are too fucking long. And we're talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake. That one's really long too. That game's like 10 hours longer than it needs to be, I think. But I do love that fucking game.
That game took me about...
I platinumed that bitch. Technically twice.
I think that game took me roughly 40 hours to beat or so.
Probably.
And I would say probably 35 of that while I was sick.
Yeah, dog. Ooh, boy.
Yeah, I hit a couple, 8-10 hour days there that I was trudging through. And now I did do a lot of the extra stuff and fun. I looked at everything.
Yeah.
Now I could go back and finish up some things, but whenever it came to exploring, I explored that game thoroughly because I didn't want to miss some of those materials. And it was just a good game, man.
Let me look something up. Just talk for a minute while I look this thing up.
And then Persona. So that was my game that I started playing during COVID, and it just felt natural finally beating that game with COVID.
Yeah, dude.
We locked down. Persona 5 Royal released while we were locked down. That was the first time we left our house for food. And I was like, can we please... I remember pushing us towards Walmart because I was like, can we please... Because I wanted to pick up that game. If we're going out... You might as well make it fucking worth it, right? Because that was into the great unknown. Everybody was kind of scared. You got to be super safe. And yeah, so during the lockdown, after I played Animal Crossing for hours,
dude.
I played Persona, and finally I got sick a couple years later, and I played some last year too. I put another 10 hours, and
finally managed to finish.
Yeah, I put my last 8 hours into it. Excellent game, by the way. Such a good fucking game. Plus, Persona Strikers was free, which is Persona 5 too. So I downloaded that shit. I played it a little bit as well. Great game also. If you like those. I think it's better than a Dynasty Warriors game, but it's kind of built like those. But, I don't know, man. Video games are fun. It's nice to be able to sit down and play some video games. Now that I'm on the Cyberpunk shit, we'll see how it goes. I also have Deathloop and Demon Souls that I want to try out. But let's be real, dude. I am just counting down the days until fucking Elden Ring.
Yeah, dude. That one's going to be a big deal.
You get that shit?
People have been asking me about that, and here's what I think I'm going to do is Elden Ring will drop, and I will not want to spend $70 on a game, and I will finally play Sekiro.
Ooh, that's a good game, dude. Do you have Sekiro?
I do not.
If you want to borrow mine, you can.
Maybe I will. So I was trying to find a stat.
I would say that you should have it in your collection because, goddamn, that is a good game. But if you would like to borrow mine, you can.
Cool, dude. Maybe I'll do that. I was trying to get a stat here because I know there's a way you can see like how long you've played a game or whatever on your PlayStation thing. I can't find it on the app, but so here's the thing that gets me is the fucking like irony of video games is that I'm complaining about like, and I know so much of it has to do with the subject matter. Last of Us 2, for example, heavy as fuck, that makes it feel so much longer than it is, even though I do feel like it's too long. But then I play a game like Hades, And I know if I pull up my stats, I know I've sunk like 100 hours into that game. Just because that's the game, is going through it over and over and over. It's a roguelike, right? So it's different each time, but you are just going through this fucking loop over and over again. And then like when you get back home after you go through it, maybe someone says something different. There's new little thingies. There's new story to develop, etc., etc. But I know I've sunk probably 100 fucking hours into that game, and I did it again. It's a fun game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy when it comes to these video games. Maybe I'm just dumb.
I think people don't give Last of Us enough credit for, especially that second one, for just how draining that game is. Though,
dog,
that game is taxing, dude. That is a great game. That game is straight up just not fun at points because of how heavy it is.
It's like
I'm not having a good time playing this.
It's like one of those where like I talk about Violet Evergarden is emotional Drano. It's designed to make you cry. Fucking Last of Us 2 is fucking depression in a can, baby.
Yeah.
It hurts.
There's nothing bad, like, particularly about the game.
Everything
really
is good. It's just
But I'm playing it and I'm like, I'm not having fun right now. This is miserable.
Gee, I mean, the game, some of the stuff that it makes you do is like, man, this kind of sucks. But it's also like makes sense in the story. But
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, man. I'm paying whatever you. I'm getting that Elden Ring, dude. I have to have it. That's the whole reason I wanted this console.
Yeah.
And my wife was nice enough to get me one for Christmas.
Look at you.
So just in time. Oh god, dude. I love those FromSoft games.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make it all the way to the end, just like I did in Sekiro. And I'm not gonna beat that last boss because it's too hard for me.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Sekiro, I kind of got boned because it was one of those things where I put a lot of time in. I got pretty good at the game.
Mm-hmm.
I made it. I mean, there were bosses that I struggled for like 2 or 3 days on, but I kept plugging away. And then I got to the very end and I couldn't beat the last boss. And then I took some time away from the game. And then it's one of those games like training, okay?
You went back in, you couldn't even get to the
if you
boss.
lapse on training, you're like, oh, fuck, now I'm just struggling with the regular enemies again. And I can't even get through this guy's first form.
Damn, dog. Sucks to suck.
Yeah. So.
That's one that like... the only...
Great game, though, dude.
So I've heard. The only From Software game I have played is Bloodborne. As the only one I've played. And I fucking love Bloodborne.
You haven't played a Dark Soul or anything?
I haven't played a Dark Soul, not a Demon Soul, not none of them. In fact, that's one of those that like I'll read, like... I actually... Like a real thing in my Google history is... I like Bloodborne. Should I play Demon Souls? And it was like, no, probably not. No, you probably shouldn't. It's very different in the combat system and all that stuff. Maybe you could hang with Dark Souls 3. Maybe. But you don't want to play Dark Souls. And so I'm like, I'm a little bit nervous about them because like it's one of those that like I'm sure
it got
if I got
retooled
into
a little bit
it,
for the PS5. The PS5 release is a little bit. It's not like it's not a remaster. It's a straight up remake.
I gotcha. It's one of those where like I'm like, I don't know, like if I get this, I
say that and I haven't even touched my copy, but
this guy, I'm like, if I play Sekiro, how different is it gonna be from what I'm used to? Am I even gonna like be able to hang?
I would say if you liked Bloodborne,
I can bend Bloodborne over and just fuck it at this point.
If you liked Bloodborne, then Sekiro is the next best bet because it has a lot of the complaints for the Dark Souls games or whatever and Demon Souls is that it's a bit slower. Where Bloodborne is, even though it doesn't look as fast as it is, it's pretty fast.
There's a lot of dodging. I like the dodging.
Yeah, and that's how Sekiro is, dude.
And the timing things with the parries.
And there's a lot of parrying in Sekiro. It's quick moving, and everything will beat the fuck out of you.
All right,
sounds good. It's a FromSoft game, but it's good.
Yeah, they are notoriously difficult games, right?
Mm-hmm. There are those games that always bring up the debates or whether or not games should have to have an easy mode.
Yeah, I get that. There's
the answer to that is no. If the people that make the game don't want to put an easy mode, they shouldn't have to put one in there.
Of course, I feel like yes, it is fully up to the developer, whoever makes it. But also like I don't know. It's one of those where like I don't know.
You could just watch somebody play the game.
Yes, but. There are people who want to play the game and don't have the same abilities as us, that have issues with their
I get it. And even like with accessibility and stuff like that, like I get the argument. However, it does not matter whenever it comes to a form of art. If somebody wants to do something the way they want to do it, You should not have to dictate.
This is definitely
you just
like
shouldn't have to.
One of those discussions that I've heard a lot of people talk about, and I've heard a bunch of sides of it, like other podcasts and shit, where I've heard people talk about it, like, I don't know. I think the big one that that one managed to land on that I was like, that feels right, is that if it's on a console, then the console should have certain like acquiescence for accessibility and stuff. But like, how can you make it so that works with every game?
I don't think you can.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So I don't know. It's something that I just don't want to get into. Because it's gonna be too much.
I think it's a fun discussion because it's kind of light. You know, it's not too heavy. I mean, there is things.
It can get heavy.
You know, like well, yeah. If you consider, you know, just like somebody that's lost a limb or something like that, or somebody that was born with a certain condition. I get it. In that sense, I get it, and it sucks. And I wish that. And I think the FromSoft games have been trying to make accessibility options and stuff for
the last time I remember this discussion really popping
but they
off
absolutely do not want to make the game easier, and they shouldn't have to.
What's the name of the fucking Metroid Dread? That was one that inspired a lot of that discussion. So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And it is one of those things that's kind of fucked up, but knock on wood, I'm able-bodied enough that I don't have to think about it, which is fucked up. But I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, I don't know. I feel like there should be some concession, but also it's fully up to whoever's making the thing. It's the person's thing.
Yeah,
it's whoever's
I think
making it.
the game, on the developers in the games, they shouldn't have to do anything. Now, if the console wants to make, devices and accessibility devices and stuff like that, like Xbox does a good job of making, different controllers that people like with MS and stuff can use easier. Have you seen like the big button pads and stuff like that? They, like I think things like that would be, an ease of playing. If you can't play the game because you struggle to move or something like that, that's a different conversation than I can't play this game because it's too hard.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have a temper tantrum. And
right,
maybe,
but see that's where the conversation always goes.
Yeah.
It's like not it's too hard. It's people who want to play it and are differently abled literally can't do it. Like that's where it always goes, and that's why I'm always like, I shy away from these things because I am not the guy to talk about this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I think I feel fine talking about it because I went to school for art. I am an artist myself. I fancy myself a bit of an artist.
I'm a bit of an artist myself.
A bit of an artiste. And you just like people should be able to make the art that they want to make. Now, whether or not you like that art, that's fucking up to you. Whether or not, I think you absolutely should have the right to bitch and complain and say this game should have an easy mode on it. You should have that right, but that should not force the hand of the people making it. If that makes sense.
I get you.
Accessibility, I think, is a different conversation, honestly, other than what I'm trying to talk about.
And I guess that's why they call it the Ramble.
Yeah.
Didn't think that was gonna come up, but damn, here we are.
Yeah. I try to
How did we get here?
I don't know. I'm trying to get you to talk about it, dude, but
I don't know. I don't have.
I just want you to know that it's okay to feel the way that you feel.
I don't know how I feel. I feel like people who want to play games should be able to play games, and if they can't, then it'd be cool if there was a way for them to do that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But if your problem is that you have a temper tantrum,
no,
the game be too hard.
Did I tell you about my first experience with Bloodborne?
Oh no!
I popped that game in. I made my character.
Did you have Did you throw the GameCube controller in the pizza box?
How dare you? First of all, you are rewriting history as you always do. I promised I would never bring up something again in your past, sir.
I didn't make any promises.
Anyway, first time I played the game, I made my character. I played the game. I was going through, werewolf killed me at the beginning. Yeah, it's going to happen. I played through, and I died several times trying to get through that first fucking plaza.
Just the plaza.
Couldn't even get to the cleric beast. Couldn't even get... Finally, after so much where I get to the cleric beast, I managed to beat him, and then I'm going to the next area, and one of those guys with a brick just hammers me, and I'm like, God damn! I got so upset. I was like, fuck. I was like squeezing the control. Like I felt it creaking in my hands. If I was just like, fuck this, I turned it off and threw the controller down. I was like, I'm done. And like a couple days later, I went back in. I was like, let's give it another shot. Turn it on. I was like, I spent money on this motherfucker. I go in.
I spent money on this.
I go in. Let me try a different build. I make a dude. I'm putting points into strength. And I did not die once. Like, other than like you don't have a weapon at the very beginning, the werewolf gets you. I got through that whole fucking game. None of those goddamn bosses even touched me past the Bloodstarved Beast, which is the one I saw everybody like, oh, this guy's really hard. Until I got to like, I don't even remember how far I got before I finally like a boss actually killed me. Like I would every now and then like, oh, I forgot that guy was hiding behind a thing and they'd stab me. But I'd slam through every single boss until like I want to say Amygdala, but that's very far. That's an optional boss.
Yeah, Amygdala I didn't have too much trouble with.
Yeah, but like I mean I'd slam jammed that fucking
one
game.
of the bosses that I had, the boss I had the most trouble with was the boss, the DLC boss.
Oh yeah,
it was fucking Lawrence,
the
dude.
Fucking old hunters or whatever.
Yeah,
I still haven't played that.
Oh my god, dude!
I still haven't. I know
you absolutely should do that.
I know. The thing is, I keep getting into this loop where I'll like do another new game plus. I'm at the point where everything is like so very hard, and I'm just like, let me just keep. I will turn on the game and I'll be like, I should farm some blood, and I'll just do that for a couple hours, and then I'll be like,
now you can play it full freezy on your PS5, so. Yeah. Maybe download it, and I don't know if it has Old Hunters DLC. I would think so.
But, I've played it on the PS5.
Yeah, it's fucking, that DLC is awesome. But there's a boss in there, Lawrence. Oh my god, he was
killer.
I called in people to help me. I called in people that were good at the game to help me. He was just wrecking us all, and I was so defeated. And finally,
all right,
God, thank God.
I'll run in there on my like 4 or 5 deep new game pluses. And just one shot him for you.
It took Corey a long time. Corey beat every boss in the entire game, including DLC, on his own, minus one of the bosses, and that was a DLC boss that he was having a tough time with.
I see.
Which I actually didn't have too much of a tough time with that boss either, but I also had some jolly cooperation. So
yeah, I remember like slam jamming through that game and getting so far through it, and then like looking up, like just being like, I wonder what if I'm missing any like cool secrets or something, and seeing like, oh, there's an optional boss this, an optional boss this, and I remember seeing like whatever boss strategy, and I was like, why do you need one? Just dodge and hit. Mm-hmm. I was like truly lost. I was like, wait a minute, am I good at games? No, not that good.
No,
good enough. Anyway, yeah, games are fun. Y'all seen this trailer for Magic Set?
Oh, yeah.
Just real quick, because we need to get on out of here. We've been talking for a long time.
Yeah.
But there's a new Magic Set called Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. It's a return to
Kamigawa 2077.
Yeah, yes, it is a Cyberpunk remake, kind of. It's a revisit to a former. So the thing about Magic Sets is each one of them is based on a different plane.
It's a first futuristic set.
Yes, they're based on different planes of existence. So, and the planes of existence tend to be kind of obviously inspired by stuff. There's a Greek mythology plane called Theros. There's a like Egypt and gods kind of plane called Amonkhet. There's like a
you got
you got fucking Eldraine, which is like, you know, fucking fairy tales and shit.
Yeah. What's the Cthulhu guy? The Lovecraftian.
Lovecraftian horror thing, which was actually a return to the Gothic horror set, which they then the second time they went there, they made it all Lovecraft horror. That first Gothic horror with the werewolves and vampires only happened because of Twilight, which is pretty funny.
Sure.
But then they went back for like a eldritch horror kind of thing. With tentacle monsters and shit.
Some aliens,
good old times. So now they did one that was all like, it was a multi-part set. It was like, first one focuses on like samurais and shit, and then there was ninjas and shit, et cetera, et cetera. So it's very like, Eastern inspired warrior kind of shit.
Yeah.
And now they went back to that one, and it's all cyberpunk. It's like so many hundreds of years later or whatever. And there's mechs and shit. There's a literal card that I don't have yet, and I want it very badly, that you can activate it and make a Voltron. A literal Voltron. The special art for it literally shows 5 robots coming together Voltron style, and it kicks ass, and I want it so bad. But the shit kicks ass. It's really cool, and they got guest artists. They got dude who does Fist of the North Star to do art for a card. They got the motherfucker that does the art for Metal Gear Solid to do the art for a card. Yeah. That one kicks so much ass.
It's a Koji or...
Don't get me a line, dude. But I actually got the art card for that one, not the gold stamped one. That one will probably be worth money if you find it. But I got the art card for that one, which is pretty sweet. But shit kicks ass, and they've done a thing over the last couple years where a big new set will drop, and they'll do like a pretty cool trailer for it. Eldraine had a really cool one with the gingerbread men. There's a few of these, but this one, they got motherfucking Studio Wit to do a straight up anime trailer for this fucking thing. It's like 3 minutes long, and it looks very good. I don't know if it's like an amazing, way to sell you the set, but it's really cool seeing these Magic characters anime style. Fucking Studio Wit kicks ass. Yeah, it's very fun. They got the music is motherfucking TK.
Yeah, from Ling Toste Sigure. It's
oh my god.
That was my favorite part of it. I was like, this song fucking whips ass.
You fucking sent me that shit, and I like rolled over in bed and woke up and watched it, and I was like, yo, this kicks ass. Is that fucking TK? And I text you, is that fucking TK? And then I read the description. That is fucking TK. Oh my god, it's cool as shit. So if you want to see some weird shit and maybe get into a card game, I guess it's very expensive if you get really into it, but maybe grab one of those commander decks. They're fun. They're like $30-$40. Check out Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. Yeah. You watch anime, you can figure out how to spell that.
Yeah, I thought it looked good. I thought it was just a bit try hard. I think that's what I wanted to say when I talked about it yesterday or the day before.
I'd call it.
I thought it was a bit try hard.
I feel like they're leaning into like, because obviously it's like a very Japanese inspired shit. Mm-hmm. Duh. But also, like, I like that, like, because they're doing so many guest artists and getting people, like, motherfucking dude from who does art for goddamn Final Fantasy did a card a while ago. Yeah. Like, they're leaning into that and making connections, and they're like, fuck it, let's go in. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. This is a major company that made more than $1 billion with a B dollars last year. That just Wizards of the Coast made more than the entire rest of goddamn Hasbro, who runs them or owns them or whatever. So yeah, these motherfuckers make a lot of money and they can do what they want to. So maybe it is like just, let's throw some money at this and see if we can get some of those weebs into it. But I thought it was really cool. I think it's cool, especially since it feels like the kind of thing where, like, if you're getting goddamn TK to do the song, you kind of know what's up. I feel like you kind of know what's up.
That's an original song for that piece.
No, I don't think so. But you kind of know what's up.
Sure.
Like, you could have just got... you could have got anybody, but you got TK.
You seen that Psychopath. That's probably what somebody saw that Psychopath.
They're big pet fans.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was probably the Psychopath.
Probably Psychopaths. Whatever, it's good. Now, look, the only way it could have been better is they got the Peggies on the track, but they didn't. That's fine. Next time.
Yeah, now if they were real, they would have went for the pillows or something.
Yeah, obviously. I feel like it's pretty cool. Yeah. I liked it a lot.
Actually, I take that back because I really did like that song.
Yeah, song kicks ass.
Yeah.
The song at least kicks ass. The art and animation stuff is pretty cool.
I think the animation is really good. It just never felt like it was, like the direction wasn't totally there. I never really felt like it kicked into full gear. Like, it's not like it wasn't like when
fucking homegirl showed up and started fucking up Jinkataxis.
It just
goddamn Emperor.
It wasn't enough. It didn't feel it's consistent enough to be like an intro.
It's 3 minutes and they got to stuff all these major characters into there.
It didn't feel consistent enough to be an intro.
All right.
And it felt too loose to be like, how you get those really awesome like last scenes or whatever where the music kicks in and something the wild fight is just happening or whatever.
Yeah.
It felt too loose to be that.
I mean, they tried to fit like a little bit of a beginning, middle, and end to a story in there, and also had to throw in like Tameo and sit shit and Tezzeret, so you'd be like, oh hey, I know that one. So I thought it was fine. That was fine. You know, that's fine.
Okay. That's okay.
Give you a little story. You got Ninja Boy. He's like clearly like in love with the Emperor.
All I'm saying is that somebody did a fucking SpongeBob one that was better than that.
A SpongeBob what?
A SpongeBob intro, like a Japanese SpongeBob or whatever.
All right.
And it hit more of the right notes. It felt more right than that did.
Anyway,
and that was made by a fan.
You look. You got them like, you know, they're going at it.
Emperor
shows up. She beats the shit out of Jinkataxis, and then it's like, yeah. Oh, he goes to like grab her, but oh no, she's fading away because that's what happens. She can't control. Oh no. I thought it was good. That was good. Anyway, Roger's looking up this SpongeBob anime thing. Show me off mic. Show me off mic. And we don't have time. Okay. We got to get out of here. We've been talking too long. Thank you so much for hanging with us. We're sorry we talked forever, but it's the Ramble, baby. You knew you were getting into. If you want to tell us what you thought about the Kamikawa Neon Dynasty thing, or any of the animes discussed, or video games, are they too hard? Etc. etc. You really
keep talking, dude. I'm just making sure this is the right video.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, turn it down. We're gonna get sued. But if you want to do any of that stuff, there's no ways to hit us up. If you're on the YouTube, leave us a comment. While you're at it, go ahead and subscribe. Click that bell so we can send you notifications. We love to hear from you guys and send you the new videos when we throw them up. We also want to tell you about our other ways to hit us up. That's the Discord. We got the Twitter. We got the Facebook. Most of those social medias we barely go on anymore, but we're pretty much always on the YouTube and or Discord. So hit us up. Join the discussion. It's always good to hear from you guys and have some talks. Send us questions too. We love getting questions and talking about them on the Ramble.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Beyond that, we want to give a shout out to our musicians. Thank you so much to Married with Seamonsters, aka the Mary Janes, for use of our opening theme song. That is called Paperdoll. You can find that one on marriedwithseamonsters.bandcamp.com, and some of their other music is also on Spotify, as are we. Obviously, the podcast is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Again, 5 stars. Leave us a rating. We love hearing from you guys. And of course, a shout out to our good buddy Haas, aka Thomas Tastes Better on Instagram, aka Dungeon Witch on YouTube, for the use of our closing theme on the review portion of the show, quote unquote review portion of the show. That one's called The Buddy's Good. Again, that's Haas, Thomas Tastes Better, all one word on Instagram, and Dungeon Witch on YouTube. And finally, a shout out to our good buddy, A Petty Theft. That is how it's pronounced. 2 P's at the beginning, 2 T's at the end. Petty Theft. Petty Theft. You can find Petty Theft on Twitter and on SoundCloud. Thank you, Petty Theft, for the use of our closing theme, which you're still calling Sweet Anime Dreams. Again, that's Petty Theft on Twitter and SoundCloud at Petty Theft. And that'll about do it. We got through it. Roger is still looking at his phone.
Yeah, I found it.
You found it. Okay. Just text it to me. I will watch it. No, I'll watch it at home on the big screen.
I want to watch it again right now.
Okay,
so when we finish, you gotta watch it.
You fucking dick. Anyway,
I took all this time. I'm watching this SpongeBob anime intro.
What a ding dong. Anyway, you want to take us out on Big Boy?
Nope. You got one?
I'm sure one of us will think of something, and if not, there'll be just an awkward pause at the end of this. So from all of us here at the Good Buddies Anime Universe, I am your good buddy Brandon.
I am your good buddy Roger.